flexibility. So we had a person in our class in Canada just 2 months ago, where he was totally blind. And he had M&uuml, where his bone growth has grown so big that his eyes, he was blind from the age of 8. And he was on a wheelchair with his lower body hardly formed and deformed, and legs twisted up, and his pelvic girdle was very small, and his upper body was full of bone structure that's been growing very fast, which is a syndrome called M&uuml. So we gave him an opportunity to sense things with his hands, and he touched the face with his hands, and he understood what round meant, what square meant, what rectangular meant, because we told him what it meant. Then he did the whole body. He checked the face and did the whole day on faces, and whatever he experienced, somebody wrote it down for him. And then after he got all the facts together, he dictated, the person told him all the things that he had read, then he dictated a report and said, "Thank you so much, Ella, for giving me this opportunity to read your face, and I see you have a roundish face with lots of flesh and sweet cheeks, and when I see your forehead, you've got a broad forehead, but you've got a lot of rebellious hair there, and because it's going in all directions. Yes. And you got bushy eyebrows there, and if you take your glasses off, you've got large eyes, so they're coming right out, so your heart is right out there wanting to please everyone. But when I look at your nose, I can see it has a very low bridge, and this low bridge shows that your heart and your emotions can react very quickly, because if you had a big strong nose, you would block away one side from the other and have much more mental direction. But here your heart is out there, so you can drawn in very easily emotionally to things. So that is how he learned, through tactile, because the bone doesn't feel, and the hands had to feel and touch and feel the sensory part of the flesh to be able to grow more flesh on his body. And he did the whole course in those 6 days and showed everyone in the class, even though I can't see, I thank you for giving me the opportunity to become part of your life. So now I can sit up straight and not feel slouched and slumped in my body, because now in order to find balance, I have learned to look inside me to find balance. So I sit up straight because the only way I know to find balance is look internal me, not look outside of me to think I have balance. But when I can't see, I have to find the balance within myself. He said to us, I have never learned to breathe through my nose. I've always breathed through my mouth, because he was slumped like this. It's very hard to take a good breath, so the easiest way to breathe is through your mouth. But when he learned balance, this pressure was not there, and he was able to breathe through his nose. And he said, you know, it's the first time in my life that I realized that I can breathe through my nose. And now I'm breathing through my nose regularly. So I'm so much more energy. And when you look at him, he has more sense of dignity and poise and upstanding. And it's so heart-opening for people to see that if a person like this can do that and create change in his life, what about me with all that I have? Am I not satisfied with what I have? I need to explore more of me to be able to let more of me out, like he explored more of him and brought more of himself out. And it's such a powerful lesson that everyone in the class was so deeply stirred inside that they could not deny their own potentials, when someone who had seemingly less potentials had to put so much more effort, because he didn't have what they had yet to be equal to them.